viewers, I'm Carla Davis and welcome to Anatomy of Athletes, where we explain the physiology of the body during sports. Today we will be doing an inclusive interview with the award-winning athlete Ellen Law. Ms. Law has agreed to tell us her life story about what it takes to become the world's greatest athlete and what she does to stay in shape. And like always, you will have Dr. Blake and Dr. Liv explain what muscles the athlete uses most accordingly to that sport. Hello, Ms. Law. Thank you for being here.
Hi, thank you for inviting me.
So, Ellen, tell us about all the different sports you played.
I've played soccer, hockey, and volleyball, and other sports, but those are the main ones.
That's impressive. Later, Dr. Blake and Dr. Liv will tell us what muscles are necessary for those sports. Which sport is your favorite?
That's a tough one. I think volleyball is my favorite.
Volleyball? That makes sense since you do it competitively. It's what you're known for.
Yeah, I'm considered 7th best in the state, and I'm striving to become number 4, but it will take a lot of work.
Well, I bet it will. And what do you like most about the sport?
Tough competition, and makes me work a lot harder to become better.
And what is your motivation to keep you going?
Knowing that only good can come out if I don't give up.
And where do you see yourself in the next 5 years?
I'm not sure yet, but I want to eventually be able to provide underprivileged places with the ability to be actively engaged in all different places.
Well, it's such a wonderful thing when people give back. And last question, how do you stay in shape and take care of yourself as you get older?
I work out every day and follow a strict diet and keep me at my physical best.
That's good. That's very good. And that concludes this interview. Thank you again for coming, Ms. Law.
Of course.
Now to Dr. Liv and Dr. Blake. Are there any questions in the audience for myself or Ms. Law? Yes.
How many muscles are in the body?
650.
Very good. Yes. Any other questions? No? Okay. No? Okay. Thank you so much. Now to Dr. Liv and
For
Dr.
volleyball, the vastus medialis is used, and it originates from the femur and connects to the quadriceps tendon. The gastrocnemius is also used, and it originates from the lateral condyle of the femur. And the triceps brachii is also used, and it originates from the humerus and inserts into the ulna.
Hi, I'm Dr. Blake, and I will be explaining the muscles used for hockey. So for hockey, we use the latissimus dorsi, and it originates at the thoracolumbar fascia and inserts into the groove of the humerus right here. Also, right here. The soleus originates on the posterior aspect of the fibular head, right here, and inserts into the Achilles and the sternum. So, the Achilles tendon and your sternum right here. And for the pectoralis major, inserts into the deltoid tuberosity and originates from the outside border of the sternum, right here. And that's it.
Myosin filaments. The muscle contracts when these filaments slide past each other, resulting in a shortening of the sarcomere and thus the muscle. This is known as the sliding filament theory. Cross-bridge cycling forms the molecular basis for this sliding movement. Muscle contraction is initiated when muscle fibers are stimulated by a nerve impulse and calcium ions are released. The troponin units on the actin myofilaments are bound by calcium ions. The binding displaces tropomyosin along the myofilaments, which in turn exposes the myosin binding sites. At this stage, the head of each myosin unit is bound to an ADP and a phosphate molecule remaining from the previous muscular contraction. The myosin heads release these phosphates and bind to the actin myofilaments via the newly exposed myosin binding sites. The two myofilaments glide past one another, propelled by a head-first movement of the myosin units, powered by the chemical energy stored in their heads. As the units move, they release the ADP molecules bound to their heads. The gliding motion is halted when ATP molecules bind to the myosin heads, thus severing the bonds between myosin and actin. The ATP molecules are now decomposed into ADP and phosphate, with the energy released by this reaction stored in the myosin heads, ready to be used in the next cycle of movement. The myosin heads resume their starting positions along the actin myofilament.
Thanks for watching, and see you guys next time in our next video where we'll be discussing the Olympics. Bye.
Thank you. Next, thank you.
The troll.
I'm
You do it.
Dr. Blake?
You stupid.
Dr. Liv.
Are there any questions in the audience for myself or Miss Law? Yes.
How many muscles are in the body?
605.
Psych! That's the wrong number!